had 3 fabulous days on some amazing roads in Romania with these 3 middleweight adventure bikes. It's the new Triumph Tiger 800 XCA, the new BMW F850GS and Honda's Africa Twin Adventure Sport. In the previous episode we decided which is the best street bike, but these are not just some travel street bikes, these are adventure bikes. So we put some dual sport tires, and this is the point, the road ends and the adventure begins. So let's go and find out which one is the best middleweight adventure bike of the year. I'm really happy with this bike. I'm on the F850GS and I think I made the best choice. I'm sorry for my teammates, but this is the best, because think about it. When choosing a bike, an adventure bike, it's usually for on-road use because it's heavy, it's comfortable, it's, I don't know, it can take you anywhere. But when the off-road starts, well, sometimes it's about survival, because you don't know if you're gonna make it, or it's enough to put the tent or something like that. Well, this one, on the other hand, it's really fun to ride off-road because it's very agile, it's very nimble, it's got this electronics. It was a pleasure for me to use it in off-road.
We're off with the mud. I'm so glad, because I was struggling. I put a lot of muscle in maneuvering this big Africa Twin. It's very fun to ride, but except mud, nightmare. I dislike it.
Mai Borat.
Each movie we make, there's a guy saying, look, Borat is reviewing a bike.
Now it's raining.
Yes.
You have to cross the mountain
Tomorrow.
tomorrow morning.
In the mud.
In the mud. Which bike do you choose?
The GS, of course.
If Christy has the
Confess.
GS,
Confess.
I cannot take the GS because Christy has the GS, so I take Tiger. You have only one choice now.
So you should say what we are telling you to say. BMW is the best.
So we had a great day, and we have the beautiful scenery right here. We put the tent.
And a beautiful night with a lot of rain.
But let's talk about the bikes, because the bikes are the most important. Yesterday we had a lot of fun, and we should decide today which one is the best in off-road. But let's start with the, I don't know, with the riding position, the standing riding position.
They all allow you to stand very good. They are very well balanced on trails, but the problems arose when we went to the muddy paths. So there we found that the GS is superior in this segment. But also the Africa Twin has a good standing position. You have the handlebar a bit raised than the other ones, and you have the controls near you. I think I would fit a set of handlebar risers for both the Triumph and the GS.
Okay, that's my opinion too. I didn't like the Tiger when going downhill because my knees were hitting the edges of the tank, and it wasn't very pleasant. Otherwise, it was okay. What about you, Katalin?
For me, the same. GS is slim. I can sit very nice on the GS.
There's also the handlebar on the Triumph that's coming very close to your knees, and it's a bad feeling mostly when you're going downhill. I think it gives you the feeling that you will lose the control of the bike just because everything it's tidy.
Now the suspension system. We complained about the BMW GS suspension in our previous episode because it didn't come with a good setup for on-road use. But now
it's a performance bike. It feels almost like a 250 enduro bike on these trails. You have a lot of suspension travel on the front. Everything goes very well. You have a lot of control on the steering. It feels very lightweight when you put it from a side to another. When you go on the muddy paths, it's like a 250.
Yeah, it's really nice. The Tiger seems a bit stiffer on the suspension in off-road.
Yeah, the Tiger feels a bit better with the stiffer suspension when you're going on rocks, on small rocks, paths. There you can use it very good. But otherwise, when it comes to dirt and mud and the other plains, you will have some issues over there with the Triumph.
What about the Honda?
It's doing well, but not very good. You have to be.
Yeah, the suspension.
You have to be very careful when you're standing with the front end because it gives you the sensation that you can lose it every second.
Yeah, it happened to me twice, I think, yesterday. You're just riding and hop.
The steering feels lightweight, but from a second to another you can lose it. The path can steal it from your hands, and you have to stay a bit tight over there.
Now, the engine, what about the engine? Which one is better suited for riding off-road? What do you think?
All three of them were on enduro, so...
On enduro mode, we picked the enduro mode, and they had limited power output on that mode. It wasn't the full throttle.
Yeah, but the BMW gave me the sensation that I can use it like on street. It's very powerful and enduro. I like it.
Yeah, it's also an Enduro Pro available mode, but you need to put under the seat
A plug, yeah.
a plug. What about you? Which is your favorite engine?
BMW GS is perfect for this kind of road.
Okay, so we had the engine, the suspension, now the electronics, because they're very important for these bikes. All of them have riding modes, all of them have ride-by-wire, all of them have traction control and ABS that can be switched off for the rear end. And but what do you think about the systems? Which one works better?
I must say that at first I was on the Africa Twin, then I switched to the Tiger, the Triumph, and then I was with a BMW. And the first thing I did, I passed you both because I was feeling very good when pushing the throttle. The rear end slid a bit, and it's a fun thing to do when you're on the BMW. It allows you to go sideways, but just a bit. But it's fun to push the gas and feel it like going side. You feel like a pro over there. So the BMW feels very good.
Yeah,
I love it.
This is the secret to all of these electronics because they make you feel like being a better rider than you are. Which one was your favorite, Catalin, regarding the electronics?
I like the Africa Twin because it allowed you to make from 1 to 7 traction control levels, and you can switch between and find the perfect solution. But without a clutch it was difficult when you need to make a close U-turn. So I like the GS for this kind of roads.
Okay, so we both agree. All of us agree that on the BMW.
On the Africa Twin, it's very fun. Yes, it's fun. You put it on the first intervention stage, then you can push the throttle. But the weight and knowing that it's a big bike will keep your mind like in a closet, and we won't let your hand roll the gas every time, because you can do it on a straight, but on turns you will get some shivers on your back.
Yeah, exactly. Suspension, electronics, engines, what else? Anything else to talk about?
All three of them with spoked wheels, tube type and tubeless. The Africa Twin and the Triumph Tiger come with tube inside, but that's not a big issue because I don't know. I feel them almost the same. The BMW, it's a better choice for everybody. I don't know. I couldn't repair a flat tire with a tube.
Yeah,
over here. It will be very hard.
Being alone in, let's say, Siberia or Mongolia or whatever in Africa,
you have
trying to fix a tire puncture.
Your skill level has to be over the top to realize it. I don't know. I couldn't make it. I'm sure about it.
For me too, I prefer the tubeless tires. And one more thing, the throttle response in the off-road.
They all have ride-by-wire, they all have an electronic throttle, but the BMW feels the softest and it's easier to pull it. I think the springs on the Tiger and also the Africa Twin, it's closer to the cable action throttle, so that's the feeling that you get when you open it.
So I think we're done over here, and I think we have a winner. And I think that all three of us agree that the winner is?
Yeah, for me it's just because size and weight always matter of this.
Yeah, I must say, I must agree with you, because the BMW, it's a fair package, more than a fair package. It allows you to feel like a pro rider.
Also for me, the GS is the best. I really love to ride it on this road. I think it's a really good bike. It's very nimble, it's very agile. The electronics are perfect. The suspension is very good. I think that it was designed specifically for this type of roads and adventure. Just put some knobby tires on that bike and a soft luggage and go and have fun. And speaking about having fun, it was rainy last night and we still have a lot of kilometers to do today.
Well, now the Tiger is completely different bike because I have changed the front suspension. It's another setting now. You can really push hard when it comes to bumpy road.
Da, mă! Ziceți că mai avem un pic încolo, nu?
Păi, știți că soate 10, da?
Hai că am ajuns. So that's it, we made it. We're finally in the city after a long trip. And we decided that the Africa Twin is the best bike for travel, for touring, yeah?
For long road, yeah.
And the BMW is the best for off-road adventures, for enduro, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so which bike would you buy?
Tiger.
Tiger too.
How come?
Because when it comes to adventure motorcycle, you need a motorbike who is good on and off-road, which is Triumph Tiger.
So if you like to spend time on the road and you like to be on control of things and you like to do it a bit faster and also you're into gravel, muddy paths and camping sites like us, the Tiger does a great job. You won't believe it. So, what about you?
So you want me to say it, yeah?
Yeah, I want you to say it.
Okay. Yes, it's the Tiger. It wasn't the best on road, it wasn't the best off road, but it was good enough both on road and off road to conclude that it's the best choice if you want an adventure bike. So that being said, this was our middleweight adventure test for 2018.